Alright, hey, how you guys doing? This is a positive choice of voice coming to you with some more truth. Now, I just want to talk about men just being infatuated by women and where is the real value of a woman found. Now, today you all probably may know we live in a very sexual society that encourages women to be sexual, encourages them to exploit themselves in a way that's sexual. But in all actuality, the truth be told, and even though some guys may not agree with this, or even some girls may not agree with this, women have a lot of other value besides just sex. I don't mean to say that just to sound cliche, but honestly, if you look deeper into it, you see that a woman has a lot of other value besides just sex, or even just a lot of other value besides just being able to cook and things like that. So what is that value that I'm talking about? And that's what we're going to discuss in this video. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So I just want to start by saying that a man's biggest weakness is a woman. And you see this where, you see this idea where, a man, he may not be willing to do something, but because of a woman, she's able to convince him to do it. And, especially if you're a guy, you may be able to relate to me, in this aspect where, you didn't want to do something, or you didn't want to, do a particular act, but because of a woman, you did it anyway. You kind of thought to yourself, only because you're a woman, only because you're cute, only because you're this and you're that. And I actually do believe that God made us this way for a reason, and I will prove it to you. So in the beginning, when God created Adam, God saw that there was no help for Adam. Now, the word help can be interpreted in many different ways, but this is the actual definition of help. Now, help is defined as someone or something that is used to make it easier for someone else to do something by offering their services or resources. So in other words, this is basically saying that women have the natural ability to make it easier for a man to do something. Now, this does not necessarily mean that women are able to control men or make them do whatever they want, but this does mean that woman could cause a man to be weaker or stronger based on her motives and what you as a man allow her to do. So for example, you see like King Solomon. Now, King Solomon had like 700 wives and 300 concubines, which is like girls he just kicked it with whenever he felt like it. And I mean, first of all, you gotta think about that. That's like 1,000 women. And I don't know why he would want 1,000 women at one time, but hey, that's just what he did. I mean, that's what he was about. But God told him specifically not to marry these women because he was gonna, that would cause him to, be pulled away from his faith in God. Be pulled away from what he was doing, that kingdom that he had built up, for all them years, and that was given down to him. But Solomon did it anyways because he was infatuated by the woman, he was intrigued by the woman, and he liked them. So he did that, and that caused God to take his kingdom away from him. And I said that to say this: the bottom line is just that women were created to make it easier for men to accomplish their goals and easier for them to reach their max potential. But I feel like you as a man, you all men out there who listen to me, you all need to know that every woman has their own free will, and not all of them are willing to use it for good. Every woman who is meant to be your help is not going to necessarily be helpful to you. And then just another thing is that if she makes it easier for you to do the wrong things, then you will be a weaker man. And I came up with this quote, and it says, "A woman can make it easier for a good man to do evil, or for an evil man to do good." And you have to know which kind of a woman that she is if you want to gain and maintain success. So the reason why God made us this way is because we as men are created to be the head of the relationship. We as men are created to be decision makers, to be the leaders, just like as God leads us. God looks at us men as himself and his relationship with us, God being the man and woman representing, or us representing the woman. So even as God guides us, God gave us these leadership abilities to guide the woman. So that's why you see guys having more authoritative traits, kind of more dominant traits, while women have more recessive traits. And because of this, I think that it could cause men to be over dominant, to be inconsiderate, to be stubborn, and those kinds of things when it comes to dealing with women. So that's why he makes us have a soft spot and kind of like a weakness for a woman, so that it can balance it out. Because you very rarely see a woman actually overpowering a man by force alone, by just brute force. That's rare. Rare. But God gave us this because He knows that we will be more receptible to a woman than sometimes even to Him. So, and to validate that, it's a scripture. So 1 Peter 3:1, it says, "Likewise, you wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they may also without the word be won by the conversation of their wives." So basically, that's just saying God will give us signals and warnings and indication for certain problems, but we could fail to realize them because, like I said, when you have these traits that men have of being authoritative and being dominant, it can make us become arrogant. And when we become arrogant, we reject these different signs that God gives us. So God puts God will put the woman in your life to give you that wisdom and give you that insight by the conversation to help you to reach your goals, to get to those places. But if you choose the wrong woman just because she's thick, she's bad, or she's this and she's that, she's all these different things that you look for from the outside, and she may tear you down and she may talk bad about you, then you're not going to get to that max potential. You're not going to reach your max potential. You're not going to fulfill everything that God wants you to fulfill, because she's going to now become your hindrance. So instead of choosing women, looking at women as just something as sex objects, start looking at women as, okay, how much help are you to me? How much can you help me? Not just necessarily how much can you help me feel sexually, but how can you help me in my goals? Are you willing to be there to support me, to encourage me, to pray for me, to uplift me? Or are you just going to sit back and just hold me back just for the sake of sex? So with that being said, man, I hope this video kind of gave you all a different perspective, whether you're a man or a woman. So as always, man, this is a positive choice of voice. I thank you all for watching, and always stay positive.